Hello, wonderful viewers. Y'all have left me some really nice comments in the last couple of videos. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel really good. It inspires me to make more videos, honestly, to keep doing what I'm doing. So those have been very nice. I quite literally read every comment I get. I know a lot of creators say that, but I mean it. I really do read every single comment. So thank you. I really appreciate those. My last video was a base tour on this build server of this cyberpunk kind of Dead Space looking base, and a lot of you asked how I built it. And a few people even thought that it was built in the Unreal Engine or built using like the proprietary Rust code, like in the Unity engine with assets and stuff, but it's not. It's everything you see can be done on a vanilla server in Rust. There's no manipulation going on or anything like that. So, and I'm going to show you today how to build a base like this, how to achieve these effects. I'm going to wait 5 seconds now for you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because that would mean a lot to me, and it helps the algorithm push content like this out to people who haven't seen it before. So I'm going to wait for 5 seconds. Thank you. Thank you to those who actually did that. I know that. Okay, look, I know it was a long shot, but I figured I'll try it out. So you can see this base doesn't look like other bases in Rust. It achieves a unique visual effect that I think I've never made a base like this before. It's just something that popped into my head. Some people have compared it to Dead Space. Dead Space, those games are some of my favorites of all time, so I love that comparison. It also has kind of a cyberpunk feel to it, kind of someone took over like an old jail or prison or something in the future. But all of this is achievable in Rust with the items that you get in Rust. There's nothing, I'm not pulling anything from like the game assets or using any type of modeling software or putting it into any type of imagery programs or anything like that. This is all completely doable in vanilla Rust, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Love the battery here. The medium batteries always give off that blue glow, which is really cool. Alright, so how do you do this? How do you make your base look like this? First, I'm going to set the time to the daylight so we can see what we're building. First, I'm actually going to turn the user interface on. Okay. Set time 10. So on Sanctuary, you can set the time of your island to whatever you want it to be. Just put it in like the 24-hour increments. Set time 10 a.m. Alright, so how you achieve this effect in Rust is first you want to put down the floor. And it doesn't have to be exactly like this. Remember, this is just a brief tutorial showing you how I did this particular one. But the effect that we're going for is doable in all sorts of applications. Like, you can do it in any way you want. Now we need the floor to, Jesus, you think after 9,300 hours I'll know the name. Floor frames, you need floor frames. Put those up, and now we need the floor grills. Put those in. And now we're going to use these spotlights. Searchlight, spotlight, searchlight. One here, one here, one here, one here. Whenever you're aiming these, sometimes it's hard to get away from them without making them look the wrong direction. Do this, press E on it, and then look all the way up, just straight up, and then take your hand off the mouse and walk away from it. That's how you can make sure that it's pointing the direction that you want to do. So just look straight up, make sure you're all the way at the top, and then walk away without touching the mouse. Okay, then wire them up. They use a ton of power, so you're gonna have to figure that out with the wind turbine or solar panels or however. And they do have pass-throughs, so you can link them together. Alright, we have our searchlights going. Now let's build the rest of the base. Let's turn symmetry on and make this go a little bit faster. Get down here on the foundations. Do symmetry. Symmetry's not working. Oh, because I've already put the triangles down. It's fine. Here. don't need it to be perfect. Y'all get the general idea. Close it in. I like to turn them around like this. I don't like the inside of the metal walls. I don't like that plywood look. It just, I mean, it looks great, okay? I'll admit it looks great. It's just not my thing. I just don't like them. I prefer the old metal walls more than the new ones. New, it's been like 2 years or something. Okay, let's set the time. See what we got. Okay, already looking awesome. You see how it comes up through the floor grills, and then it puts the light on the ceiling. It's so awesome. I love it, love it, love it. I first found out about this effect a few years back, and I actually made a Rust nightclub using this effect, and it looks pretty awesome. I'm going to link it at the end of this video. The Rust nightclub, you can do some awesome nightclub effects with this stuff. Next, you're going to want to put up your fluorescent lights. First, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these to armored just because it looks cool. I like the darker effect whenever you're going for a style like this. So I'm going to use the medium neon signs. Just get it in the middle here. Just put it at the top, one there, one here, one here. And there's nothing special about this. Look, the way to make fluorescent lights in Rust is just put a strip at the top. Just put a white strip at the top. I'm not going to make this perfect because I'm doing it on the fly, but you get the idea. Look, there's one. Here's one. Do. It makes me straighter whenever I make the noise. Do. That did not work at all, but that's fun. Do. Straight across. Some people have asked, are you an artist in real life? I'm actually not. I'm not an artist at all. I'm creative, but I'm not an artist. I just like expressing my creativity in Rust. We're going to use a generator, a test generator for our power source. Got 1, 2, 3. Okay. Look at that. Already looking awesome. Love it. Now, dangling wires. I know y'all saw. Let's take a look at the dangling wires over here. See the dangling wires? I'm going to show you how to do that also. I have another video that explains how to do that, but it's really, really simple. I can show you right now also. So first, you put down some twig. Let's put down some twig. And now you need some anchor points. So let's just put down something like an AND switch. We'll put it right here. And you want to make sure it anchors here, and then you don't have to do it like this, but I feel like it, excuse me, it looks a little cleaner like this. If you go up through the roof, sanctuary, wow. Okay, if you go up through the roof, and then anchor it up here, as opposed to anchoring it on the ceiling, it comes down through. You see how the wires coming down through? It just looks a little bit cleaner that way. And then you're going to want to draw it, and the best way to do this is don't concentrate on making sure the angle is right. Pretend like you're drawing it for real. Pretend like you're just going to draw a dangling wire, and then while you're drawing the dangling wire, click a bunch of times. Click a bunch of times. That way it'll be smooth. If you try to do it like angle by angle by angle, it's just going to be all janky looking. Just do it nice and smooth. You see? And then come up through the top. It's super important that you come up through the top to anchor it up here, and then go back. Because, again, you don't want it to be running back across the ceiling, because then it kind of takes away the mystery of how you did it. And then you connect it back up. And now, oh golly, look at that. Hold on, y'all. It disappeared for whatever reason. Okay, do it one more time. Do. And back. And down. Actually connect it. There we go. Okay. And then destroy the wall. And there you go. Look, dangling wire. And you make sure to use different colors too. Use different colors. You can make them go down. One of my favorite ways to do it is to do it like this. So take it and then go down like this, and then back up and reconnect it. Obviously, you'll do the ceiling trick like I just showed. And now you got one dangling here also. Make sure to use the different colors. The yellow is one of my favorite ones. The yellow really gives it that industrial post-apocalyptic look. The prison cell wall is really good to give it this look because you can actually mount things on it. So if you wanted to put another neon sign on it, you can do that. And in the other one, I didn't even put anything on the neon sign. I just put it there because it gives it that chain linky kind of, you know, prison futuristic look. You can also mount other things on it. You know, this stuff doesn't have to be hooked up. I just put it there because it looks cool. Make sure not to make it too uniform. You don't want it to look like you... You want it to look like you tried, but it didn't quite go like you wanted it to, you know? You don't want it to look all perfect. It needs to look a little bit sloppy because in the future post-apocalyptic times, we don't have time to make things perfect. We're just, this is something we found in like the wasteland, like in Fallout, and we just put it here for the time being. Again, I really like the medium batteries because they give off the blue electrical effect. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. I really like these AND switches and the OR switches and all the different types of switches there are because they give off their own light. You see the light glowing around it? So it's a good way to flare up your base and give it a really cool look without having to run electricity to every little thing that you're doing. And then, of course, the doorways. It really comes to life whenever you start adding the chain link stuff into it, as you can see. Another thing I did in the other bases, I put the... Jesus, it's loud down here. Another thing I put was the electric heaters. You can run them up like this. I had the idea to put them under the floor because I don't like whenever things are like blatantly obvious where they're coming from. I kind of wanted the... Excuse me, Jesus. I kind of like it coming in... I want the light and the effect to come in without being overpowering. So it's kind of... It's more subtle this way. I know there's nothing subtle about this base, but the lighting itself is more subtle whenever it's not just in your face. It's coming from underneath, or there's a glow, but it's not just right there or totally obvious where it's coming from. You see that? And look, you can see the red glow is actually coming up onto the wall now. And it's giving everything around it that red glow look. I do like the... What are they called? The industrial lights as well. But you have to be careful with these because they are in your face. The red ones put out a lot of light. The other ones, not so much. I don't actually like the white and the green ones that much, but the red ones, they put out a lot of light. They can be used effectively here as well. So now we can see the red light over there, but it's not... You see how the red light is now lighting up this room, but it's not just blasting in your face, so it gives the like an ambient light feel instead of this overwhelming feeling. And I know that a lot of y'all are thinking right now, all this guy who just makes RP bases, whatever, the bases look cool, but you're gonna have to sacrifice something, right? It looks cool, but if you get raided, this base isn't strong. Like, if you're to store your loot over here, like, this base kind of sucks whenever it comes to storing your loot and being protected from raiders, protecting from offline raids. Well, you don't have to necessarily give that up. Look at this one. Look at the one that I have over here. This is something that I feel like it's very undervalued and is kind of an afterthought in the bases, but you can do something to your base to make it instantly stronger, instantly more difficult to raid, and it's really, really simple. Drop boxes. Drop boxes are extraordinarily powerful in Rust. Look. Drop boxes here into the suicide bunker. Store your best stuff here. You can pass it through. This is 15 rockets here, 8 C4. You could even honeycomb it to make it even worse. Make it 20 some rockets to get in if you were to honeycomb it. You can add rooms like this with drop boxes to store your best loot. What if you had 2 of these? What if you had 2 rooms with drop boxes to store your best stuff? One here, and then you had one over here also, so that it couldn't be splashed. Couldn't be splashed with rockets. Then your base is really powerful. I mean, don't get me wrong. All these bases I see on YouTube with these complex designs and shooting floors and the peek through gaps to shoot the online raiders that aren't actually ever going to online raid you, and they're all very well designed and thought out. But sometimes, if you really want your base to be strong, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Okay, now, I have if I had 2 rooms like this, I'd already have a 30 or 40 rocket base, even though it's really small. One armored room like this that's storing your best loot with like a shelf here with 4 boxes, and you already have a strong base. And here's the thing, you can add this to any base. If you have a wall in your base that you can put a drop box on, you can add a room to it and make your base really strong. So you don't have to give up the strength of your base to make a base that looks like this, is my point. You can make a base that looks like it's from the Ishimura from Dead Space. Oh Jesus, it gives me the creep still. You can make a base that looks awesome like this, that people mistake for being the Unreal Engine, and it be strong also, just by using some really simple tricks like drop boxes, having separated loot in super strong areas of your base. Okay. I hope that teaches you guys what you'd like to know about making your base look like this. If I've forgotten anything, or if you see anything that you don't exactly know how I did it, please let me know, and I'll explain it in the next one. I really appreciate y'all watching today.